Hi there. Hope you guys are doing really, really well. My name is Brian. I am your queer psychic bestie, and I have a reading for you guys. This is going to be a mid month check in for the sign of Aquarius. So, if you are an Aquarius, if you have Aquarius anywhere in your chart, then this reading may resonate for you. As always, take what resonates, leave what doesn't, okay? If you would like to book a personal reading with me, you can do that through email or form submission on my website. But let's see what's going on for you, Aquarius. Mid month of June. Let's see what's going on for you. What's blocking you? Where are you headed? Just really get the tea. What's going on? Let's see. One more. Two more. Okay, I'll take it. All right. Let's dive in. Bottom of the deck is your challenge. Represents what you're not seeing, what you're not looking at. We've got the Four of Cups, we've got the Tower, we've got the Justice card, and we've got the Nine of Swords. So really loudly, some of you are putting off like a decision here that I feel like is going to change a lot of things in your world. The way I heard it was like very melodramatic. It's a decision that's going to change everything. But it does feel like with the Justice here, as well as the Tower, you guys are kind of you're putting off a decision that I feel like is going to cause a lot of change in your world. And with the Four of Cups, I feel like you're kind of coming at this from a place of like, well, no, like I'm tired of change. Like I don't really want it anymore. And I feel like your guides are letting you know here that the change is necessary. Like in order to grow, we have to change. Because it feels like expansion is important for you this month. You know, like expanding whatever you're doing, or like I'm looking to like. I also just heard take the show on the road. Maybe you're traveling. But in order to do that, you have to kind of like not be afraid of changing. You know, you can't really be afraid of biting the bullet and doing what's best for you here. Okay, so let's talk about it. You start with the High Priestess and the Three of Cups. I feel like for a lot of you here, your intuition has been pointing this out to you a lot recently, I'm hearing. You know, you've probably gotten inklings in your own head of like, oh, I should probably do this. I should probably get on with this. And I feel like this has been met with some resistance, because even in this reading, as I'm trying to pull the cards here, the energy is very like dense. It's oftentimes, if I have a client or if I have a collective where the energy is almost like pulling teeth, it usually indicates like a stubbornness or like an unwillingness to almost cooperate. But I feel like this is less of cooperate with me and more so cooperate with you, like you cooperating with your own self here. Yeah, Six of Wands. We've got the Ace of Wands as well. Be careful with burnout. I don't know who needs to hear that. I'm hearing Six of Wands, Ace of Wands, and with the Emperor here, I'm hearing that you're kind of going balls to the wall a little bit this month, and so it makes sense that you're not really willing to kind of negotiate, because it does feel like you are looking to get a lot of victory out of something in a very short amount of time. I would be very careful with this, Aquarius. You know, it feels like you guys are very goal oriented right now, which is so important, yes. But also, you deserve to like take rest in between this. It can't just be go and go and go and go and go. And I feel like that's where this change kind of comes in, where you need to slow it down. And you're like, well, no, I don't really want to slow it down. You know, with the Knight of Wands, you have to be really careful here, because the Knight of Wands is someone who they kind of rush in, they deplete all their like emergency fuel really fast. And then they're like, oh shit, what do I do now? That feels like the kind of road that you're walking in this mid-month check-in. And I feel like your guides really want you to take a step back and recognize that like you can take a break from a goal, like you can take it easy, and that's not going to like the way I'm hearing it is like set you back, you know, 100 yards. A lot of you think you're like, oh, I have to, it's a dash, you know. What is that old saying? It's a marathon, not a sprint. You know, that's where I feel like you guys need to start really understanding, is that it's a marathon. This is not a sprint, babe. Yeah, Three of Cups, the Hermit. Feels like you're battling yourself. King of Swords. Yeah, Aquarius. I mean, King of Swords is your energy. You're an air sign. But this is like, excuse me. It feels like you're battling your perfectionism a little bit right now. But it also feels like you're kind of in your own way here. You know, it's like your guides and your intuition and your own mind is like, okay, we need to slow down, hermit, like come back to the original, you know, what was the original picture here? You know, it's like come back to your roots is almost what I want to say here. And you're kind of being the one that's like, no, that's not acceptable. It feels like the way you are handling yourself this month needs to be reassessed. You know, it feels like you're being a little bit harsh, you're being a little bit like strict with yourself, and I feel like your guides want you to just take a little break here, you know, just a little one. It's okay, like you don't have to be on 100 all of the time. Yeah, you've got justice. You're very focused, Aquarius. You know, justice and the strength card, like you're very 10 of cups bottom of the deck, you're very focused on the end goal here, which is great, but we want to make sure that we don't get tunnel vision, right? With the strength and the justice card here, I do feel like the burnout is coming through so strong. Like it's just this feeling of I'm going to go 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 and I'm not going to stop until I get there. But the problem is, like, even further so in your next two cards, the sun is in the reverse and the empress. I feel like what you're not appreciating here is downtime. I don't know what that means for some of you, but it feels like there's no appreciation for rest. There's no appreciation for like the work that you're actively doing. It's almost like you're just keep telling yourself, well, that's not good enough. You need to do more, push more, go faster, go stronger, go harder. And I feel like with the Empress card here, it feels like this is echoing a childhood wound for you, or like more specifically like a mother wound of like needing to impress is how I'm hearing it, like needing to showcase to someone that we're worthy here. And I feel like that's a big cause of this. Yeah, Ace of Pentacles, it's like you're looking for something to kind of base your worth off of, I'm hearing, and this is really problematic, Aquarius. With that Page of Cups, yeah, you want acceptance here. Knight of Swords, Six of Swords. That's why you're trying to go so fast, because there's like a feeling here of like, well, if I can just get to the table, I can sit there. You know, I feel like something that's coming through is I'm going to tell you, I tell this to my collectives and to my clients all the time. If you have to water yourself down to sit at the fucking table, you're at the wrong table. Okay, it feels like you are trying so hard to fit in like with the cool kids here, and it's like, do you even want to fit in? Do you even want to be at this table that you are trying so hard to reach so quickly? You know, I feel like you need to start asking yourself, what are my motivations here, and are they healthy motivations? You know, am I motivating myself through self-hatred? Okay, that's not healthy. Then maybe I should reevaluate why I'm doing this. Yeah, Wheel of Fortune. Like, this is the difference between like motivating yourself out of like, oh, I'm motivated, I want to get it done, versus motivation of like, oh, well, I need to, if I don't get it done, I'm worthless. Do you see what I mean there? Like, this is the kind of what you're struggling with this month. And I feel like you need to recognize, yeah, Hierophant. Hierophant with the Wheel of Fortune and the Nine of Swords. You have to be your own biggest priority right now, Aquarius, okay? This can't be, like, the thing that you're trying to, the speed track here, it can't be the priority right now, okay? This feels like a focus, like a shift in focus for you this month, okay? Of coming back to yourself and coming back to what is a healthy way to motivate versus what's an unhealthy way to motivate. You know, with the Hierophant here also, the way I'm hearing this is like, how do I say that? Yeah. People see what our motivations are. I feel like you may think you're disguising it, but people around you are recognizing that like the motivations are not healthy. You may have even been spoken to already about this by some people. Yeah, Ten of Wands, and I feel like I feel like you took it as a hurt. Yeah. King of Pentacles with the Ten of Wands. I feel like you keep disguising this under, well, I'm just trying to get myself further. I'm just trying to get myself further. But Aquarius, the way that I'm hearing this is a bit blunt. Who are you fooling? Are you fooling yourself? Because I don't feel like you're fooling the people around you. I feel like the people around you have approached you with care and are genuine worry here, but it feels like you're just trying to reach some threshold of worth that is what's the word I'm looking for? Arbitrary. Thank you. It's like an arbitrary testament to worth that was probably given to you by someone else. Okay. This is like I'm hearing it, refocus this month. Okay. Because your last three cards are Temperance, the Knight of Wands, and the Nine of Cups. Rome wasn't built in a day. We all know that. And happiness, stability, concrete, all these things that you are looking for, they don't happen overnight. They don't happen in one day. Okay? It feels like you need to take a step back here and recognize that this is not going, again, I can't overstate this enough. It's not going to happen overnight. It's like when people, a real obvious example is everyone's like, oh, like, how did you get, like, oh, you're so tattooed. I wish I was so tattooed. Babe, I've been getting tattooed for 10 years now. Okay, I didn't wake up suddenly overnight and was covered. It's been a long road of like, yeah, I wanted to be covered. I've always wanted to be heavily tattooed, but like it took me years and years and years to get there. Okay, don't think that whatever this you're looking for, again, think of tattooing, it's like it's not going to happen overnight. You're just not going to get that thing that you want after 4 or 5 tries. Yeah, 10 of Swords. You need to release this way of thinking. Page of Wands, and recognize where it comes from. Oftentimes when we have these wounds, it's an extension of another wound, okay? I can't lie to you guys. It's a mom issue. A lot of y'all have this like big giant mother wound here of wanting acceptance. When we talk about acceptance and we talk about being seen and validated and heard, that's the mother wound. Regardless of whether or not it was given to you by a mother, this is a chance to really reparent yourself. Okay, with Temperance, the Page of Wands, and the 10 of Swords, the way I'm hearing it is like, give yourself a bar that you actually respect. Okay, and what I mean by that is like, when we say, oh, we're measuring up against like a certain bar, there's like a bar of measurement here. The bar that you need to measure yourself with is one that you also should respect. Okay. Like for instance, if let's say you're going to the gym to work out, you're trying to lose weight, the bar of something that you respect is maybe just someone who's a casual workouter and not a bodybuilder. Do you see what I mean? Like the bar has to be something that you respect. It has to be something that you value. Okay. Because with the Chariot here and the Queen of Pentacles, if you don't settle this wound within yourself, you are always going to be chasing approval. You're always going to be chasing people that make you feel accepted, that make you feel seen. You have to see yourself and you have to accept yourself. That's how you attract people that will see and accept you, not by reaching some, superfluous bar that you put out there or someone else put out there that makes you feel like you're not good enough unless you're in the vicinity of it, okay? All right, Aquarius, let's get you an Oracle card. Let's get you some Oracle advice here. The Oracle deck that I'm using is the Angelarium. This is my current favorite Oracle deck. I've been using it literally constantly. Excuse me. I'm like really stuffy today. I'm like dealing with allergies. I will continue to use this until I am absolutely sick of it and refuse to look at it. That is not going to be anytime soon. So let's get you an Oracle message. Aquarius, mid-month, please. Just one for Aquarius, please. Okay. They're being choosy. They're being picky with what they want to say to you. Okay, thank you. Yeah, this makes sense. Okay. So you guys have Sariel, Angel of the Waning Moon. Let's read it. This makes a lot of sense. You're going to see why. It is also number 29 for those of you that are into numerology. Okay. With hunger comes the claws of desperation. If you have drawn this card, it should be a sign that you are waiting for something. Though your mind wanders, a single shard remains fixed, focused, and waiting. What is at the root of your fixation? Without answering this question, you may be unable to control the part of you that obsesses over that fixation. All right, Aquarius, we need to reorient ourselves this month, okay? We need to change the way that we're thinking. We need to give ourselves credit for the progress we're making, and then we need to go out there and continue doing the damn thing, all right? that's what I've got for you guys this month. If my reading style resonates with you, if maybe the reading resonates with you, please consider giving a like and subscribing. We are on the road to 100 subscribers. So if you would like to interact with me on a live, sort of in a live setting, I said that wrong. I am live on Twitch Wednesday and Friday from 6 to 8 p.m. EST, and then Saturday 4 to 6 p.m. EST. We do a collective tarot reading, and then we go through and we do personals if anyone wants them. But yeah, you can catch me there. I hope to see you all there one day. If I do not, that's totally okay, Aquarius. I will see you in the next video, all right? Bye, everyone.